And so here we are, just a week away from yet another blood moon, and my trusted colleague here tells me that we're heading to a new phase in this whole picture, and that is the chaos and light period.
What you make of life is what you are, isn't it so, in every aspect of it?
Yes.
So, it's just another day, actually. Chaos and light have always been there. If you want to look at the other side of the coin, it's always there. But the one that you choose to embody, choice, that's all about it.
So chaos and light, it's not going to be any different to the blood moon and the rest of the things which we're going through within the last couple of years.
Whatever affects you in any case.
Yeah.
What your understanding entails or enables you is what you experience. That's why when you have a certain kind of understanding, for example, if it's a rainy day and you don't like rain, it's going to be chaos for you. If you like rain, it's going to be light for you. Yeah. So it all depends on how you perceive things, how you understand life.
I'm looking forward to that anyway.
Well,
so it's going to be, you're telling me that these things come in normally 3-month cycles. Am I right?
Well,
is that what you did say? You mentioned something about 3 months earlier.
It can be 3 months, but not exactly the third month. At the end of the third month, it's going to change. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It just happens to be another season. Just like, when do you think summer has begun?
Yeah, winter, autumn,
this year?
spring, summer, and so on. Yeah.
It's just a cycle that goes around, and you think, looking back, that it was a hot summer, but you can't really say when it became the summer.
No, you can't. No, that's a very good point.
You just decide one morning.
It's there, isn't it? You wake up and it's there.
You just decide one point at one morning, at one point, you just decide to wear your shorts because it's too hot.
Do you know, there's a saying, life is what you make it. And how true that is.
Exactly. Life is what you make it. Your experience is what you understand from it. If you don't understand, for example, if I am to tell you the meaning of life in Japanese and you don't speak Japanese, it's just going to be gibberish.
Right over my head, yeah.
Yeah. And giving you the secret to eternal life.
Yeah.
Again, in a language you won't understand, will not do any good for you. Yeah. That's why all you have is your understanding. All that shifts is the understanding.
Right.
So all these dates and times and calendars and whatever else is just knowing about where the wind blows. And knowing where the wind blows will only be valuable to the master sailor. And the master sailor doesn't need to ask anyone about the winds because he knows.
You know, talking about life is what you make it, and you said something there which kind of reminded me of, you know, some people are born into maybe poverty or not as fortunate as other people. Life is what you make it, but as we've said in the past, and as you said in the past to me, these things happen because they're meant to happen. So life is what you make it. Life is
okay.
Is life good? Is life bad? I mean, we all experience different, goods and bads, and we have to experience the bad to understand what good is, and vice versa. But it's a game of cards. You're dealt a hand, and you have to play that hand.
Yeah. If you always think about what other people have in their hands, you won't be able to play because you're playing your hands according to what you have in your hand. The game is playing your hand. If you don't think about what other people have and do the best you can with your hand in your hand, so that's how you get to the next level.
Yeah, human nature, it doesn't work like that with us, does it?
For example, again, just another analogy maybe. You want to get to the next level and know that at the next level, you can fly. If you only think about flying and why you can't fly now, you will not be able to master walking because before this, you were crawling. Now, if you want to run fast, you have to master walking first. It's not a linear situation that I'm talking about. You have to be able to be on your 2 feet. Then you can run. But being on your 2 feet is called walking. It doesn't go in a linear fashion. You can jump levels, but your understanding must be there to catch you, to catch up with you, or you can catch up with your understanding. If you want to have
open-mindedness,
it's not only open-mindedness. Even if you're open-minded, you cannot appreciate a certain theory.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. You don't have that understanding yet. You can have that understanding. But until then, you have to accept what is and work with it. Otherwise, if you just refuse to work with what you have in your hand, if you still resist, you will lose valuable time, energy, effort.
I think most of us do have a lot of resistance, don't we?
Exactly. And those resistances make us who we are.
Jealousy, this part of the resistance? Being jealous of what other people have got?
You want that, and you don't want that. You don't get that.
Maybe you don't want it, but just because somebody else has it, you feel you should have it too, regardless if it's going to be like positive for you or negative for you.
Whatever you need in this moment is provided, and this doesn't mean that it is provided by someone else. You have whatever you need in the moment. That's why you're alive. That's why life goes on. And when people hear this phrase, they directly resist and answer, I want this, I want that. But do you need it? No, you don't need it to be alive. Because
you don't need anything to be alive, do you? Well, food and water, of course, but you don't need material things.
You don't need food and water the way you think you do, actually. That's why whatever you have in your mind, in your understanding, is mostly a result of conditioning. Of life, of culture, of whatever you had or whatever you understood from your experience. Your personal experience is exactly that, your personal experience, but what you make of it is given to you. And you either accept it as it is or you change it. That's what awareness is about. Conscious awareness is this. You are consciously aware of the codes and programs that run in your mind that make you understand what is, and you break those vicious cycles of malicious intent in yourself so that you can be the best version of you.
Sure, but breaking habits and breaking condition is obviously it's not.
That's another
you can do
conditioning.
easily, isn't it?
No, that's another conditioning.
Right.
Breaking habits is not easy. Why?
Because you're conditioned.
Because you're conditioned
to think that. Yeah.
Because you resist to change. Because you resist to not feeling at your best all the time, because you feel that resistance.
You feel you always want to feel good. You always want to be. We all want the best for us all the time, don't we? But we can't have that. Surely,
what's best for you is not what you think it is most of the time.
Yeah. There can be negative aspects within what's best for you at the time. I'm sure.
You like sweet stuff. You have diabetes. What's best for you?
You can't eat them, can you?
Pleasure and fun is not always good. Pleasure and fun is always good. If you feel good, it makes you feel good. It's okay. It doesn't harm you in the way. But harming yourself and others in the process doesn't make it fun.
No, it doesn't. Obviously not. But pleasure is a very powerful thing then, isn't it?
It is. It mostly is one of the pillars of humanity.
We just hit one of the sins, if you like, in a sense.
Well, think about all the sins. They feel good.
They do, yeah, absolutely they do, yeah. Well, you've just answered that question for me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So
that's what I'm here for.
Right.
I am so slow these days.
Yeah. Are you fasting at all?
I'm fasting today as well. But it doesn't usually happen like this. Some physical phenomena just come together and make up the situation. For example, I went to the movies last night and came back home later than expected. But I was almost sleeping all day long because I felt so tired for no reason at all. At the end of the movie, I was like, okay, this was almost wasted time because it was a lot longer than it could have been. And I came home.
And you weren't as interested in that movie?
I wasn't.
No.
I chose to enjoy the movie regardless.
Wow.
I came back. We came home with my wife, of course, and went to bed feeling really low. But
surely not a result of the movie.
No, of course not. But the reason that I couldn't enjoy the movie as much as I could have,
how you were feeling at the time,
is maybe a result of how I was feeling physically. And that moment is exactly when you choose how you want to react to it or respond to it. I couldn't sleep well. I woke up very early in the morning by some workers who are to do the gardening of the place that I live in. Not one, but some.
A whole army.
Yeah, a whole army. Some 24 of people doing the whole landscape. I chose not to react and open the window and yell at them.
Yeah.
It's really early in a Saturday morning. It's the weekend. But I could have just been awake if I had been feeling better the night before, because I'm usually awake at those times. It just happened to be that way. And when I was thinking to myself, okay, I will accept this and surrender to the situation. I will not react to it.
But apart from lack of sleep,
at that second,
that point,
the huge garbage truck started working. Like an elephant in the backyard. I was like, okay, now this is testing my resolve.
Absolutely.
I was just smiling by then, even though I felt like shit.
So now you're feeling the effects of it, you think?
I'm just feeling the effects of it. I'm fine with it. I'm not as snappy as I always feel. It may not sound like it because I'm a professional talker, but I don't feel 100%. I don't usually feel 100% because I know that it's a potential that can be reached.
Was this just caused through lack of sleep, or is it
no?
It
is a result of everything. Yeah, it is a result of everything. Okay, what's the date today? 19.
Yeah.
I am now pre-waving the 23rd.
Okay, what's
the 23rd
about the 23rd?
23rd is going to be a huge hit of energy again on the planet. And because we are close to one of the center points of energy, and I feel everything, and not by choice, but yes, by choice. It's not choice. It is by choice.
Yeah.
I chose to clear my circuitry. I chose to...
But you've always had it there. You've always had this. You've all been receptive to...
I haven't always known that I was receptive to...
But you have been.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was able to receive this kind of energy and be able to process it. But because I was open to it by my choice and my lifestyle, everything else that I did for the past year or so made me receptive in this kind of a sense.
When did you kind of, I suppose, for want of a better phrase, let your guard down? When did you realize you were able to feel this and understand this more than maybe a lot of us?
It was a process again, just like this era of time that we call October that is coming, or end of September.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's end of September or beginning of October. You just look at a clock, look at a calendar, look at a ruler and say that it is this much.
Yeah.
Because it's a way of calculating how time goes by. As to me, I've always had a different understanding than many other people that I knew. I was always more mature than my age. I am now less mature than my age. I was stuck in between. Anyway, and
you're regressing.
Maybe I'm regressing. I chose to be this person, the best version that I could put out to the world, to the universe.
Do you feel different? Do you feel different?
Yeah, a lot
to the way you did before?
Yeah, of course. Because last year, or let's say 5 years ago, if I had a night like this and be cranky about it, I would. But I'm not cranky about it. I just say, I am slow today.
Yeah.
And I'm having fun with it. And that fun is just there if you want to enjoy it. Because I am slow today, I can take my time doing anything and everything. Not talking. Because, this has to be in a speed that people can keep up with.
But I'm sure everyone must have this ability to be able to open themselves to what is out there. What is actually there
does
for
have
you.
the ability to choose and be. Yeah. I quit drinking alcohol. I quit smoking tobacco and other stuff. Anything was my choice.
Did that have any relevance on the way you are today?
Of course, because
I don't mean health-wise. I mean how you, because you are very receptive to a lot of things in this world.
Because your circuitry is clear. You can process faster.
That's the only difference it would make to you.
And let's just play on words again. Fasting makes you faster.
You more alert,
makes you faster. Because you are clear, because you are cleaner, and your body is not busy trying to process food, you can process other stuff. And you can feel a lot more. That's how fast you become.
Yeah, you could play on words, that one. I like that.
Just like that. I had a rough night last night. I woke up like 5 or 4 times at least. So it's not a broken sleep. It was a broken sleep. Yeah. It wasn't unbroken. That's why it made me feel a little...
You don't look blurry-eyed. You know, a lot of people, when they've had lack of sleep, me especially, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. But you look,
I had 10 or 20 minutes of sleep on the way because my wife was driving. But again, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Because I'm hydrating a lot more than I normally do, and because I'm not eating, my body just is busy healing, regenerating. I will feel a lot better by
You will do this for 2 days. This fasting.
Not this time, but maybe. I don't know, because this time it is hard. I feel hunger. But the reason for that is my body was not at its optimum shape when I started. So I'm just realigning myself to how it used to be. I know where I come from. I know how good it can be. Given the circumstance, I'll just create the best version of me with what I have. The hand that is dealt to me is this: having lack of sleep, having lack of food, but having no lack of faith.
Yeah, we talk about I mentioned before about people who maybe never experienced anything like this, and I suppose in a sense, yeah, they've been conditioned to live the way they live, and we can say they do because they want to. But surely people should, you think of some people who...
It's counterintuitive to what we've been conditioned as...
And it's difficult for people to get out of that, isn't it? And because if only they would try, it would make a big difference for most people, wouldn't it?
Then comes in the open-mindedness and being ready for it.
Yeah.
If you're not ready for it, you can't be open to it. If you're ready to it, you can be open-minded about it. It's counterintuitive to swim because you want to hold on to something. Yeah. But when you hold on to water, it'll just sink you. Yeah. And to be able to float and swim, you just let go of the water. This is by Alan Watts, by the way. In 1970s, he said these, and he gave us, humanity, a very good guide or guidance in general.
Yeah.
About how we can perceive and understand or value life. His wisdom in this what is this? It's just a small metaphor about swimming. His understanding, his zenness of the moment in here can be applied to anything and everything if you have the understanding to it. Yeah. I do have the understanding to apply it to other facades, other aspects of life. But when I say this stuff, when I talk about it, people say, you're talking beautifully. It's so great that we understand it from this perspective as well. And I think to myself, how can you not see it? Yeah. So if you're not open to it, you're not open to it. If you want to be open to it, you're already open to it because you want it, because you feel the lack of it in yourself and you want to change. Because you have the capacity to change, you feel the need for it.
Yeah, maybe anybody who will be listening to this who may have not feel the ability to be able to do this. Is there any certain time, particular time, best to maybe try to open yourself? Any certain time of the month, or if you're always going through bad negative periods, is there maybe time not to do this? Wait for a while. Wait till maybe life gets a little bit better for you. Or?
No, any time is the best time. The moment you start is the best time.
Yeah.
Because the more you don't start doing anything about your life, being sovereign,
it just carries on the way it's going, doesn't it? Yeah.
First thing in the morning, when you wake up, open your eyes, you start the day with an intention. That intention is what sets the course.
It's like exactly what you said many, many months ago. If you're going to stop smoking, don't do it first one in the morning. Do it the last one at night. The next morning, that's it. You're finished. You don't start. Yeah, absolutely.
So easy.
Yeah.
But easier said than done.
Absolutely easier said than done.
Life is choice, and choice is in each and every moment, over and over again. We are here to get over that choice.
Yeah.
Because choice means duality. What is duality? There are two things that you choose from, or one thing and the lack of it.
Yeah.
The negative of it. So when you feel that there is no choice because you choose not to have choice.
Yeah, everything's choice. Yeah. Everything is choice.
It just is a flow. You choose to accept life as is.
There is a saying, isn't it? Smile and you feel better, and you do.
Of course. Your body just responds to it.
And people respond to you more as well when you smile.
Exactly. I could have just opened the window in the morning and yelled outside, where do you think you're living? Is this a barn that you come from? People are sleeping. I would have been the one shouting, waking other people up.
Yeah, and it would have done no good.
I would have gone down with a smile on my face, asked them to be quieter. I would have lost my sleep, and I would have just woken up.
But it would have had effect. It would have had good effect
for other people, not me.
Yeah.
What happens is whatever it is, and you just respond to it. That's it.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.